Another election day is here, and some voters in Luzerne County have already experienced issues casting their ballots. It's our top story on Newswatch 16 at noon. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Rennie Workman. It is Election Day in Pennsylvania, and voters are heading to the polls across the area to make sure their voices are heard. But it was a slow start for voters in part of Luzerne County after computer errors shut down one polling place for roughly 2 hours. Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin joins us live from West Pittston with more. Jack.
Rennie, voters have been coming in and out of the polling site here in West Pittston all morning, but out of the 3 that are held in here, those looking to vote in Ward 2 had to wait a few hours before they could fill out their ballots. According to the judge of elections for West Pittston's Ward 2, an error message popped up on voting machines this morning. After numerous calls to the County Election Bureau, the judge tells us around 100 voters were given emergency ballots that had to be filled out by hand. Unlike provisional ballots, she says emergency ballots are counted the same as if voting with the machines. Just after 9 a.m., workers at Ward 2 were able to get the machines up and running again. The judge of elections also tells us that many people who were choosing to vote through mail-in ballots but did not receive them have come to vote on provisional ballots at Ward 2. Others who received and filled out their mail-in ballots have also surrendered them here to vote in person. So far today, Ward 2 has seen more than 220 people vote in person this afternoon. They expect that number to climb as the day goes on. But for now, Jack Culkin, Newswatch 16, live in Luzerne County.
All right, Jack, thank you for that live report. And if you encounter any problems while voting today, there is a state hotline you can call for help. You can report any issues or ask for information. That number is 1-877-868-3772. And there were also some early morning voting issues in Laughlin. The first votes weren't cast until 8:30 this morning. Newswatch 16's Nikki Kreis explains what happened there.
It was a frustrating morning for some voters in Laughlin, which is outside of Wilkes-Barre.
What time did you get here this morning?
6:45.
You waited, what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
My father was the first and I was the second. And just now, I think it's 8:30, we were just able to vote. So it's been about 2 hours.
Instead of 7 a.m., the first ballot was cast at 8:30. According to poll workers, there were multiple issues at this location. The judge of elections was not here to open the polls at 7 o'clock. When things did open, we're told workers were unable to open the scanner, which is needed to scan the ballots. The first few dozen people voted by paper ballot.
I've been voting here since I was able to vote for the first time in 2012, and 12 years later, never had to experience this. Very frustrating.
But hey, it's done. We got it done and feel good about it.
Over in Dallas, things were running smoothly, but the line was long. Voters did not seem to mind.
This is the only opportunity people actually have the chance to say what they want and what they don't want.
Alda Sutliff moved here from Portugal when she was young and became a U.S. citizen as a teenager.
I've been voting since I was 18 years old, only for the presidents and some of the locals that I wanted to.
The polls close at 8 p.m. Nikki Kreis, Newswatch 16, Luzerne County.
And the race for U.S. Senate here in Pennsylvania is a closely watched one. Democratic incumbent Bob Casey cast his vote this morning at Scranton High School. Casey was first elected to the Senate in 2006 and is now the longest-serving Democratic senator in Pennsylvania history. Meanwhile, Republican Dave McCormack is challenging Casey for that seat. He already voted by mail, but this is video of McCormack campaigning. McCormack is a hedge fund manager who was born in Pittsburgh and raised in Bloomsburg. McCormack was on the ballot 2 years ago, ultimately losing the Republican nomination for Senate. Both campaigns have spent millions of dollars on ads. Newswatch 16's John Meyer breaks down the numbers and what they could mean for the race.
Does it feel like you've seen a lot of commercials in the Senate race here in Pennsylvania? Well, you sure have. This is how much has been spent on it. Ad Impact Politics adds up all the spending for political races, and look at the Casey race. Casey versus McCormack, $171 million spent for ads for Casey, $169 million spent for McCormack. This is from the campaigns themselves and from all the different groups that advertise on their behalf. Second highest spending rate in the country behind the Senate race in Ohio. Is it doing anything? Well, let's take a look at the polling. The polling is showing a very close race. This is the Real Clear Politics average of a bunch of polls of the Pennsylvania Senate race. It shows Bob Casey at 48.1, Dave McCormack at 46.3, Casey with nearly a 2-point edge. That's within most polls' margin of errors. And of course, now we wait and see if the poll is right, because it's the voters, of course, that decide. How have voters ruled in the past when it comes to Bob Casey? Well, let's take a look at that. And Casey really hasn't been in a race that close if the polls are right. So in 2018, 6 years ago, Casey beat Lou Barletta by 13 points. In 2012, he won by 9%. And back in 2006, when Casey first became a senator, beating Rick Santorum, he won by 30%. So it is a little bit of a different race for Casey. It is interesting. He hasn't run during a presidential year since 2012, when Barack Obama was on the ballot and won Pennsylvania. We'll see what happens when the actual numbers come in. John Meyer, Newswatch 16.
And another race in our area getting a lot of attention, the contest for U.S. Representative in the 8th Congressional District. Democratic incumbent Matt Cartwright is running for his 7th term. He was also at Scranton High School this morning. And Cartwright's opponent is Republican Rob Bresnahan. Bresnahan runs an electrical contracting company based in Luzerne County. He cast his vote this morning in Dallas.